which, if we're being honest, is probably maybe the best time to go live. I mean, it's just the beginning of the week, it's the beginning of the grind, you know. So we have some giveaways that we'll be doing. We are live right now on YouTube and Instagram. We are trying to go live on at least more than one platform because I kind of neglect the other platforms. Not purposely, just, but it is what it is. But just seeing what you guys are up to. How's it going, Instagram? How are you? How are things? What's going on? Somebody asked to be in a live video. I don't know how to do it. Okay. I can't cross over. What's going on, YouTube? How are you? How are things? 12 people in. All right. So the bulk majority of what this is. What's going on, Nate? How are you? What's going on, Sycamore? How are things? How are things? What's going on, Fishing from the Southwest? What's going on, Brick Ortiz from Instagram? How are things? So I'm just going to kind of talk and float between the platforms, see how this works. Last time I tried to do all three. That failed. It was not good. So maybe two. Then obviously if I can't handle it, then I have to do one at a time at different times. But really, it's easy just to go once. We'll see. Hello from Alabama. Where's everybody from Instagram? Is it more like a local audience? Seem to get a lot of people from Cali kind of floating in, like just leaving work or settling down. Got 10 there, 18 here. If we get a few likes up here in these chats, they will trend and help more people come in. So this is obviously, we're going to do a Q&A. Appreciate it. The studio is always looking like crap because I don't ever... Stuff happens in here where I don't care to clean. I come in here and I grind and and then I just forget that. And then like people come in here because I don't really advertise that I'm here because I don't want people to bug me. I mean, even though my truck's wrapped is out there, but then I mean I don't have my shop, my number advertised. I was gonna do it and then I bailed. I quit because then I'm too busy with whatever I'm doing with you guys to worry about anybody else who's local. So we but every once in a while somebody comes in here, and then I'm super embarrassed by how dirty the place is. So the other day I cleaned out the outside. So as long as they don't come into the parent office, then it's all good. That'll be okay. It'll be all right. So you're in GA right now. Georgia, I love Georgia. I'm going to go back there. I'm going to go back to Georgia. I do want to go back soon. I want to see what it's like in the actual winter when it's not a heaping mess of humidity. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. So let's get back to the topic at hand. So let me get here and get off this profile. And then I don't know. Also, we did launch a video on YouTube about a patron of mine, a subscriber who came by briefly at my house on the way to the lake with his pontoon boat, where the deck was completely made of hatches and 20-ounce carpet. So that was pretty rad. I hope you guys took time to watch that video. And let me see here. Let me see if I can get, okay, we're here. Also, obviously Black Friday, the avatar's Black Friday, so we'll be giving away some Black Friday gift cards. They won't be available to use until, you know, a certain day, which is right after Thanksgiving. The actual Friday, not Thanksgiving, not pre-Thanksgiving, like after Thanksgiving, we're going to do it. So we'll do that. Hey, Jones, when I get off YouTube, if you're still around, I'll let you on it. But to have somebody live on one platform when we're streaming on all platforms is not the greatest thing. So we're going to try and just keep it just on a base talk, and then later on we're going to open up to Q&A. And then if people are still on Instagram, we'll go live, and I'll have you guys on. Because I know Instagram actually does that. YouTube doesn't do it yet. So we'll see. I don't know if YouTube will ever do it. So how's everybody? Howdy from Texas. Howdy from the whole country. What's going on, Shane Peter? How are you, man? What's going on, Sycamore? You have an apartment for you. Oh, sweet. No, Ryan, like all my boys are in GA. Like the whole crew. It's just me. I'm the only lame down here, like away from everybody. And I keep trying to move, but my wife is stuck with some delusional attachment to the West Coast. We're working it out though. We're gonna leave and go. We're gonna go somewhere else. Where in my audience base is literally pretty much anywhere else, but here where I'm living, where nobody cares about tiny boats. It's all about big boats, and they call it the triple B. I can't really state what the triple B is. like on YouTube, I think I'll get demonetized, but it's about the triple B down here. And then, anyways, let's talk about what we got on the agenda. So we ran a poll on YouTube, and I know there's a way to run a poll on Instagram, I just don't know how, but we ran the poll, and it was what to do next, really, because, you know, time is valuable. It feels like it's getting shorter and shorter by the day. So what I do with the time is pretty important. So I have 4 projects that I really want to complete fairly quickly, but we all know how that's gone. So considering how long they could possibly take, I figured it was best to get a polling. That way you guys can see what you want to see first. So I polled between, what do you guys want to see next? Do you want to see a budget build? Do you want to see an elite level 1648 John boat converted into, yeah, obviously a conversion, where we do a center console, we get rid of the Taylor Life mods, and I know everybody wants to see a 1648 console boat from me. And I've had ideas, we've stormed, we even actually started it. The patrons and the exclusive audience, the channel members know we started it, but the general audience does not know we started it because we never finished the series or really got into a direction where we could finish the series. It was between paint jobs where I started kind of grinding on it and gutting it. But that boat I really want to do 1648. Most people want to see the budget build. So the budget build's pulling really high right now. So probably the budget build is going to happen. What I really was hoping, because I put a poll out there, just put fillers out there to see if people like the idea. I said, would you guys like to watch me build these, you know, little homemade camper, like teardrop campers, or off-grid trailers, or, you know, just your own little mini travel trailer. I was going to build a mini toy hauler for my John Yak, for like the John boat. And that pulled actually really high. It pulled at like 80+%. So I was like, oh, that's great. But then when I pulled it against the other 4 options, it didn't do so well. It was like number 3 out of 4. So I still really want to do that, but I probably will not demo it on the channel first. I have a second channel called DIY Culture that I have an abysmal amount of videos on that channel. But it actually does pretty well in and of itself. It has the potential to be bigger than this channel, but I'm so involved in this channel that I have kind of neglected that one. So maybe I'll start the series on that channel. If you guys want to check it out, though, check it on YouTube. It's DIY Culture. On Instagram, it's Titan of DIY. I have an abysmal presence on there, but I'm trying to break out of that and do more. But I do really, really want to do the off-grid trailer, because I don't know if you guys have ever been on YouTube, or I know a lot of you guys out there are very skilled in the trades. You're masters of your profession, and you probably watch some of these YouTubers and you're just like, man, if only I had the time to do videos, or if I knew how to do videos, I would blow you out of the water. So I know that's how people feel about me at any given time when they watch my stuff, but that's totally how I felt about all of them when I watched all these DIY campers. I was like, man, I've just new venue to go through. I don't know, just kind of how I felt I could possibly do it here. You got to have goals, right? You got to have confidence. I don't know. I don't want to misplace confidence for arrogance. But let me see. Asafa, what's the widest 12-foot John boat that someone makes? A 1240. A 1240 John boat is actually a really stable John boat. It's just short. So, but it's very stable. I think Tracker actually made a 1240. Mike Iaconelli's tiny boat rebuild was a 1240. That's on YouTube. It's a big John boat. I was actually very impressed with it. So let me see here. So anyways, though, we'll be focusing the bulk majority on the budget build. So we ran polls about that. Like, what's the ideal budget? What are some guys? I ran a few options. What did I run? $500, which I don't even know why I put that. I mean, we could do that, but there's so many $500 builds on YouTube. $500, I'm going to build this boat in a weekend and get it on the water builds. There is a dime a dozen. You could chuck a rock and hit one. So, and they're pretty good. So, I mean, then I put $1,000. I put $1,000 plus scrap parts, because I have a bunch of scrap parts. So I would try to stick as close as I could to the budget, and then I would add extra scrap parts. And then I pulled $1,500 or $1,500 plus scrap. Most people chose the $1,000 budget plus scrap parts. And so we have tried to do that. Try to replicate something, I mean, so if we do this budget build, we're going to try to make something that still falls in kind of our standard guidelines, as in very efficient and gonna last you a long time. And it's, you know what, pre coof, pre funny business, pre 2020, we probably could have done it. In fact, we could have done it. We could have got right at 1,000 or just at or over 1,000. Right now, with how expensive everything is, I mean, it's pretty hard. So for the budget project, we have, let me see, where is it? We want to put an economy live well in there. So we have an economy live well kit. So we've been selling these flow rate kits, these generation 3, these version 3 and version 4 kits. They're pretty expensive, I guess. On the realm of everything that costs to put in a boat, I mean, they're not terrible, but in terms of like budget friendly, like tournament live wells that'll do well, they're not friendly. So we have an economy live well kit we want to introduce into the build that is, I mean, a third of the cost, maybe less than a third of the cost of the actual version 3 kits. And really what we're focusing on is a subfloor. And there's some other things that we're going to have to re-put inside the boat like it was like that, because we have a completely gutted boat we're going to be doing. So some things will be added from us. Really, they're going to be out of the budget. We're not going to be considered into the budget because it's just we really want you to have a nice boat. We know this boat's going to go somewhere, and then we know it's going to get sold. People sell boats. I sell boats. And so we're going to try and do some things that are extra and added on, but we're going to, like, I guess, simulate like they're already in the boat, like the transom and a few other things. But like for the subfloor, for the framing, for the electric, and we're probably going to go carpet. If we're going to go budget, it has to be budget friendly carpet. By the way, YouTube and Instagram, can you give us a like here on the chats, on the lives? It helps us trend a little bit more. Chats are a little low, but I know when we get likes up, then we get about 2 to 3 times more viewers. If you're in the chat, just exit out, hit the like, and come back in. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you much. Thank you much. What's going on, Nick? How are you, man? What are you doing? Nick is watching from abroad. And so we're going to get it pretty close. $1,000 though is, we can get everything but the deck for about $1,000. We can get the framing, the electrical, the carpet, the subfloor, but then we're right there at like $950. And we haven't even got to like the carpet, glue, the pour foam, the hardware, which some of the kits that we have include a lot of the hardware, but for like certain things, we don't have an extra budget for all the tiny things, and we don't have any budget for like the wire. So $1,500 is a much more realistic budget. So we're probably honestly going to do $1,500 plus scrap, and the plus scrap is very, very loose. I know we're going to do most of it with the budget. And then the things that we notably are using scrap for, we were going to tell you this is scrap from us, or this was donated from us, or this is donated from somebody. Because a lot of people want you guys just to have a nice boat, including me. So, but the premise will be there on how you could do it. So if, say, you have a boat out of your yard, and it's just been sitting there, and you're wondering how you're going to do it, we would define budget. I mean, an allotted amount of money, Sycamore, that the audience wants to use. The most high polling amount was $1,000. Where people are really, really wanting that grand mark. That grand mark is hard. I can maybe just stick as close as I can, but we're going to be a few $100s over the grand. We could probably get it at or under 1,500. 1,300 would be really pushing it, but we could probably do it for about 13.5 ish. I mean, what do you guys feel about like $1,305 for the proposed budget of the budget build? I want to see what you guys are thinking about that. Let me look here on the comments here. What do you guys think, Instagram? $1,350. And we'll also be using some of the things we've used in the past, like plastic totes, some other things. We're gonna have to be taking a step back to kind of build some stuff. A realistic, I agree, Yvonne. I do. 1,200. All right, 1,200 is tough. I think 1,350 is tough. 1,500 we really can probably comfortably build. I think for 1,500, kitting out a fairly nice boat that's going to last you for a while is nice. Now you can skimp on things. You can go certain ways, and then it's not 1,500. I guess it's all about what you want. But for us to really put out a boat, I mean, the boat's going to be televised. It's going to be public. Everybody's going to know we did it. And so we're looking at that. Look, all the angle, anybody's going to see this boat, whoever it goes to, from wherever part of the country, is going to know that we did it. So really to give somebody that boat, and then they're going to look at it, and they're going to see that only if I only put $1,000 into one of our builds, it's definitely going to show. Hinges, screws, and angle, old school. No, we're not going to do that, Nate. No, the deck is going to be donated. That may be the deck might be one of the things we pull out of our scrap pile. We're not going to put a wood deck on the boat. No, somebody's getting a full aluminum deck. It's just going to be one of those things we had in the yard. True story. True story. We're not going to give you a wood deck. We are not. Not that anything's wrong with wood decks. We've all done them. We all used them. But really, for something I know is going to float from person to person forever, is we're not going to do no wood on the deck. Nope. Can't. I thought about it. Nope. Nope. There's wood deck tutorials for days on YouTube. For days. For days, guys. For days. Put some decals on it for sure. For sure. We might even get possibly a wrap sponsor for it. I don't know. We'll see. We're taking sponsors for the budget build, right? Just because it's going to cost you guys the allotted amount of money to make the ideal boat that we're about to put together doesn't mean that we can't get free stuff, right? Is it budget build plus free stuff? Because then we can really kind of just what's going on, Eric? Is then we can really just kind of boost it, right? Right? I mean, I should put it really clear on the poll. $15 budget plus scrap and free stuff from sponsors. Right? I mean, that would count? I don't know. We would try to build the bulk majority of the boat based on the budget, though. We would really try to keep it. And we would obviously highlight that if it was a donated or if it was scrap. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I really want to show you guys how to build something for fairly cheap on a budget. But I do want you guys to have a nice boat since it's going to you. Like if I was going to keep it, this is how you build a budget boat, and then I kept it for myself. I was a bogard, bogarting all the boats, and it wasn't going to give it away. I mean, the giveaway factor kind of changes it all. Like somebody else is going to have this boat, right? So because of that, yeah. I mean, by sponsors, Vaughn, I mean us, not like outside people. All right. Does the build include a motor? Vaughn, if you want the build to include a motor, you're going to have to want sponsors. We don't have motors to give away. Might have one. Might have one. I don't know. We'll see. Anybody know a boat sponsor? I don't care what you guys say. You guys can negative pull me all day. If I find a boat sponsor, I mean a motor sponsor, I'm taking the motor sponsor. You guys are getting a new motor. Like it's... You guys can hate me for that later, and then you can enjoy the motor while you hate me. Or dislike. Hate's such a strong word. Let's see. Do I have any tips for making a 1436 more stable? No. You could have boat collars. That was also on the poll. I polled. There was 4 things that polled: budget build, elite 1648, travel trailer, or boat collars on the John Yak. And the boat collars on the Yak polled at an abysmal 4%. It was, no, maybe it wasn't that low. It was like 18%. It was really low, though. It was not polling good. If I was a politician and I ran on that, I would lose. So, probably not going to, use that. We're probably not going to do the boat collars. It's on the top 4 projects, though, of requested projects. I pulled those 4. The other one I was a little scared to put in there, Pelican Bass Raider or Pond Prowler rebuild. I didn't want to put that one in there because I was afraid that one's going to pull the highest, and I would have to go buy one. So maybe I should do a repoll since the budget build is overwhelmingly beating everything else. Budget build or Pelican Bass Raider build. What do you guys think right now? What do you guys think about that? I need a sheet metal brake, man. Harbor Freight, $50 sheet metal brake, Jason. That's all I need, man. That's all I need. No, don't ask anybody, Rick, for Monster Bass. No, I mean, we're talking by sponsor, we're meaning kind of us, except for motors. We don't have motors, but you know, a motor sponsor. But I mean, really, we'll take care of it. Like, as little outside influence from the parent group or the tin can crew. The crew we would. By sponsors, it is a really loose word, but by sponsors, I kind of mean us. We're going to sponsor ourselves to give you guys a boat. So that's a pretty cool thing. We're also trying to possibly finalizing our outdoors platform, where we are a multi-platform of outdoors, which is really what we want it to be. Really what my channel was meant to be. When we created the Tiny Boat Nation, I don't know, for all of you who've been back long enough, remember it was my name. It was Michael Lopez. That was my channel name. That's what I wanted to be defined as. But then people started trying to like rip off the name once they saw what it could be. Once they saw, I guess, that they could do stuff, they started ripping off the name, and then I eventually had to change my name to this. But it was to stop people from from idea theft. I started becoming a repeated victim of idea theft and brand theft, and then when I changed the name to this, everybody just quit. They just stopped. But I think that's why it's left out there. But really, truly, I would like a more universal name, like my name. You know, but no, I guess right now it's going to be Tiny Boat Nation forever. But really, you see my avatar, it's TB Nation Outdoors. That's our parent company that we have semi-officially launched. That was really, and we kind of want to get more things. We are fishermen and hunters alike. The whole group fishes and hunts. That's all we do. So obviously we build stuff, and then we get yelled at by our wives, and you know. But other than that, it's all right. Okay, so they're from A now. So honestly, budget build would be sick for your broke homies like you. Inflation, man. Inflation's making us all broke. Inflation is why it's going to go to $1,500. Okay? I mean, if we're being honest, the budget build really is $1,000 plus inflation. And that's how I'm going to market the initial intro vid. It's $1,000 plus inflation, so $1,500. That's what we're going to be doing. So from Instagram, Fathead Senior, that's what you call yourself on Instagram, huh? Really? I mean, that's dope. I don't have the guts to call myself anything like that. But the answer to that best plug for trolling motor is don't use a plug. Unless that thing is meant to come off with a quick release, don't use a plug. Just direct wire it. Use the appropriate 8 or 6 gauge butt connectors and do it that way. And get that going. What about an e-propulsion build? It's in the works, Mac. The e-propulsion build is in the works, but you can already see e-propulsion builds done by Anthony Jones and Brigade John Boats. He's got e-propulsion builds for days. True thing. We will be releasing a video on the ProNav Marine. I think that's pretty epic. We will be releasing a video probably this week on the full review. I know we've leaked it in the few other videos because it was a part of the John Yak video, but I think it's an epic enough product to actually release publicly as a video. Don't know how well it will do, but it's going to be out there. All right, what happened to my feed? Disappeared. Okay. Yeah, right. Tony Duran, that pontoon boat was dope. I never seen so. Those are all Gen X hatches, dude. He made all those hatches. He made them all. I couldn't believe that. That was nuts. He stopped by in the morning. I was all kind of delirious. I just pulled my transom out. Yeah, Matt R. The ProNav Marine video will probably be out Wednesday or Thursday. We're trying to release a few of these videos like fairly quickly, like as in I need to get to them. And then really the Tennessee build is coming up. I have to render so much footage. It's so much footage. I have delayed it because it's the biggest headache, and I know it will be that headache. And I just got kind of free of energy dependence on the drinks, being dependent on energy drinks to get me through like really hard. So I'm trying to like channel what I'm going to do there. I'm going to figure that out. That's gonna be a really hard series. That was like 6 different cameras. They were all over the place, plus drones. And yeah. There was like a time where I wanted to be a filmmaker. Little secret, where I thought it would just be cool because I really got wrapped up in the creativity part of filmmaking and editing and producing. And then really it's just way easier to be a YouTuber. You can get away with a lot more as a YouTuber, your own individual content creator. By the way, guys, you hit the like button, help the chat trend, help it get out to more people. It is working. The more likes we're getting, you can see the chat slowly growing, or the live feed slowly growing, although where it's kind of still have growing pains. If we can get to like 30 likes on YouTube, and I don't know how many likes we have here. How do you even tell? But we'll start giving away some things. We'll start giving away some gift cards. The avatar is a $100 pre-Black Friday gift card for a reason, because we're going to be doing giveaways, but we need likes. We need people in here. Otherwise, there's going to be like a short pool. I mean, if you want the short pool because you don't want any competition to go against you, then don't like the chat, but we need like 30 likes for sure, at least in YouTube. Get 30 likes in YouTube, and I can't even really see how many likes are here for Instagram, but we will be giving away some Instagram stuff. Be giving away cards on Instagram, be giving away some Dobbins Rods vouchers for those people who like Dobbins Rods. We'll be giving away a few of those on both platforms, and we'll see. Okay. All right. We also have a new product. We've been asking about flip out seats. Everybody's been asking us to make flip out seats, like seats that make up the back deck, but then when you're ready to drive, you flip it up and you sit it to drive away in the console. We have those now. So we'll probably be releasing a short video about that on Instagram and TikTok, and then we'll be releasing, I guess, a formal preview of it on YouTube. Sorry, I'm blanking out. Got a headache. We'll be doing all those things here pretty quick. Let me see. All right. Yeah, the Tennessee trip was nuts. It was just a lot. And then I had to kind of do some things when I got back. I was back behind a whole week. I'm just now fairly caught up to where I have nothing else left to do but the Tennessee build. It's kind of like wiring a boat. Like, where you get right to that point and then you find other things to do, and then until you have to do it. So it's kind of what it's been like. So we were, so Human actually is making those jump seats, by the way. So we'll be dropping those on some stuff here pretty soon. Right. All right. So now we talked about that. Let's go see. Let's go give away some stuff. Why not? I had to go get some dinner. Let me go reach back here. Grab some goods. All right. Got some here. What's going on, Andrew C? How are you? You live in SoCal. Small lakes, rivers, and the ocean. I mean, a lot of people go out there in a little 14-foot high wall deep V, like a Valco or a Gregor, and they go out. The most popular boat that I see in SoCal is like a Gregor or a Valco, like a really high wall deep V aluminum hull or an Alaskan style hull. If you can find an Alaskan style hull that will hit small lakes, rivers, and the ocean, pretty good crossover. And then for people who can't find a boat, they generally go for like a heavy offshore kayak. I guess kayaks can go offshore. I don't know how, but they do. People do it. The Angry Chiropractor. So we'll be giving away some gift cards, and we'll be giving away some Dobbins Rods vouchers. We'll probably be doing that now. I think the chat's fairly big. We got 30 likes. We subsequently got 30 people in the room. So it seems like for every amount of likes is how many people actually join. It's kind of strange. It is whatever it is, though. Let's go ahead and go. Let's do it. One of these. So those of you who don't know who Dobbins Rods is, which likely if you're following this and you fish, you know who Dobbins Rods is. But if you don't, they are probably, I don't really know anybody who makes better rods. Like who? Maybe St. Croix, G. Loomis. Like they're that level of rod that everybody is kind of like, man, I wish I could get that. $200-300 rods all day. Some even more expensive. But this is 30% off on their like economy level rods and 40% off of their elite level rods. So we give these away to important people like yourselves. So, I mean, really, if you got some Black Friday funds saved up, you should win this. Super simple. First question is, oh, my wife joined. She's watching me. So let me see here. First question is, I just released a boat, like a video. On that boat that I just released, just the video I just released just like an hour ago. How many hatches were on that boat? I wonder what the delay is here. What's going on, Mr. Rudemeister? 55. Okay, Tony Duran got it. That was fast. Man, you just beat everybody. 53? No, it was not 6 hatches. 55 for sure. 55 hatches on that pontoon boat. 55 hatches. Tony Duran, man. Hit me up on Instagram. Direct message me with your full name, address, and what you want. Okay? And legitimately 55 hatches. The whole deck, the whole bottom deck, the whole subfloor, not the bottom, but the subfloor was all made of hatches and 20-ounce carpet. Aluminum hatches, 20-ounce carpet, hatches from our site, 55 of those things. So that was pretty awesome. It's pretty unique to watch how somebody else builds their boat. I don't really see a lot of that down here. So when I get to see somebody like build them something like that in a master class, it's pretty dope. Got pretty good consensus here. 38, 65, 6 hatches. 6 hatches for the whole pontoon. The pontoon boat's big, man. Big robo. You got to go big. Then bigger than 6. I was joking, man. Like, yeah, but 7. Vaughn, you put out 7. And a microwave. Oh, yeah, Tony, you even commented about it. Dang, that you had that no matter what. That was too easy. All right. All right. CrossFit, if you didn't get a hat, I have hats right there. Like, if you legit didn't get a hat, I sent out everything. So if you did not get the hat, please DM me immediately. I'll send it out with these vouchers. Because I don't mean to burn people who win giveaways. So that's like a real thing. DM me, and we'll get you one. It's not because we don't have it, either because you got lost in the sauce, or your package got lost, or one of those illustrious, patio pirates. But for whatever reason, dude, we'll send you another one, for sure. Beware of patio pirates too. They're real. They're a real thing. Yep. All right. How much are the hats, Steven? I don't know, but we have them on our website, tbnation.net. You search gear, and we have them there. But we do, on occasion, have stock that we can give away for people. So the next one is going to, and the other 3 to 4 people that messaged me, by the way, these did go out just a little late. Fishing from Southeast, you got the TBN hat? Great. I'm glad. Because I sent out, and it was not a cheap bill. It was like a $200, I sent out bill. I sent out $200 worth of shipping to people. So, man, if they didn't get that, what a waste of money. I mean, not just in, product materials, but in shipping. Shipping was terrible. So, it just makes me really upset if a patio pirate got you. I don't know. Get the Ring. You guys all have Ring cameras. Not that they ever work, but on the odd occasion, you might see that poor chump in the grocery store next to you. You know you can do it. All right. Before we go far down that, Dobbins, the next one. If you guys answered this question, I used a unit I have a Minn Kota power drive, right? It's the most entry level of electronic steer trolling motors ever. It's equal to the Motor Guide X3 or XI3, one of the two. But for this, what did I used a unit to kind of supercharge it, to give it very, very high level autopilot solutions like spot lock, nav lock, routes, navigation, all those things. Dang, people are just calling it out. Right, Patrick Costello got it. Patrick, same thing. Same thing, just like Tony. Name, address, and what you want. Full name and the full address. I need the zip code, guys. Some of you guys like give me the address and like don't give me the zip code. I don't know what to do with that. It just like delays the process. We'll get these two out. We'll get these two out to you guys. Instagram, this is for you. This is for you guys. You guys are 7 on here. I did use a cell phone app. James, go ahead. That was close enough, James. You want one of these? James Edward on Instagram. Hit me up on, just DM me. Same thing. I need name, address, and what you want. And the actual name of you, not like the screen name. And we'll send you out one. That's close enough. That's close enough to that's the closest anybody's gotten on Instagram. Like a lot of the stuff is what's the favorite build that I've ever done? My boat, my personal boat. Ben Butler Fishing. My personal my actual personal boat that I have is my most favorite boat. It is also the least popular boat on YouTube. As in I have revealed it twice. And what I thought was pretty good video quality, and man, it just never took off. It was like one of the abysmal ones. It's like number 8 or 9 out of 10. So I don't really get it. I thought that boat would explode, but nope. Everybody else likes everybody else's boat. It's all good. So 1989 17-foot bass tracker. I have a friend that has a 17-foot bass tracker, and I keep trying to get him to let me like help him out with his boat so I could, because I think that would be a really popular build. 17-foot tracker. That's a super popular boat, but man, he wants to do like things to it that well, he has to just tell me what he wants to do, and then we'll see. He wants to make it more like a family bass boat, like a ski and fish boat. I don't know if people will be down for that, but if he did, we'll see. What? The 17-foot bass tracker? Oh, the pre-Johnny Morris ones? Yeah, I was talking about like a newer one, Tony. Like, like not those. Like, like the ones that are red, like the new ones. But if you got a boat haul right now is a boat haul. Yeah, we don't talk about that guy in the private chat. That guy's a flake. All right, so let me see what's going on here on the thing. All right, we got people joining in and out. So we gave away 3 vouchers. So it's got a total of 6 out so far. All right. Let's give some gift cards away. I'm going to write a personal note that you guys won these. That way I can just try and cross-reference GMs. So, all right. $25 gift card. What is my boat? I said that a second ago. Like my personal favorite boat. I mentioned what my favorite boat is. I said it was my boat. What is my boat? What is it? And really, on both Instagram and YouTube, you guys aren't competing for each other. So if somebody, first person on Instagram names it and the first person on YouTube names it, you get it. No, it's not a 14-foot Alumacraft. It's not that. I wish I had that boat. That boat was dope. A little short for me. Didn't like my 10-foot rods, but man, that boat was sick. It is not a 1648. Frank, you don't even know what my boat is and you're part of my crew? Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. You don't even get it. Why do you need a gift card for, Frankie? You really want a gift card? Oh, God. Okay, CrossFish got it. No, it's not a wooden boat. It's got wood in it. It's a Frankenstein boat. Yeah. Who got it? The chaps on Instagram got it? Chaps, you got it, man. All right, you guys, DM me with your name and address and what you want. Okay, so what you want is $25 gift card. Okay. It's not the V18. No. Okay. Fishing the Southwest. That's the next question for the $50 gift card. $50 gift card. Man, my live really is stinking here. Hold on. I'm watching myself. Let me see if I can. Let me know if the live improves. I turned off my house Wi-Fi. The house Wi-Fi sucks. Let me know if like, I know it looks really crappy on my feed. It probably looks terrible on yours. I don't know how it looks on Instagram. Hopefully it's looking good. Hopefully it's looking good. So let's hope that it kind of picks itself up here and fix itself. All right, if it's looking good, then that means maybe it cleared up. We'll see. All right. So you guys brought up the Tracker V18. That is not my boat. I wish. Actually, that boat doesn't fit in my garage. Never mind. It would like really cramp my lifestyle. I couldn't handle that boat. We need a bigger garage for that thing. But, well, maybe it's just, okay, well, if it's looking good for you and it's not looking good for me, then maybe it's just me. Like, we have terrible Wi-Fi in Lake Havasu. It's terrible. It needs fiber optics so bad. Yeah. A 16-foot Gregor is a tiny boat. I got a lot of people who started, CrossFish, you did win. CrossFish, you won. Just DM me and yeah, well, we're giving a $50 gift card. You want a $25 gift card? You can still win. I mean, you can win all of them if you're knowledgeable enough and fast enough. But yeah, just DM me, same information, name, address, what you want. But really, for the $50 gift card, who owns the Tracker V18? Like, whose boat is that? It's not Frankie. Frankie, do you even own a boat? No, it's not my boat, Nelson. I said it wasn't my boat. All right, Frankie got it. All right, Frankie got it. It's Nicholas Barr, my fellow partner in this whole thing. So it was almost my boat, but not quite. It is his boat. He is the one. He is the one. So let me see. Chino Gravel recommendations for a 60s 14-foot harbor. MFG steers. Frame it as light as you can. Possibly. I'd have to really look at the boat to tell you, but possibly maybe we'll do that on Instagram where you guys just kind of come on here and show me your boats, because I know that's like an option. We'll see. All right, Frankie, you got the gift card, man, but we would have just given you one. You kind of don't count. I mean, we're gonna give it to you because you won it, but I mean, Frankie, if you need something for it, you just have to. He just has to. He's like part of the Tin Can crew. He's over here, and he's a mod. He's over here like winning the contests. Frank, you're not allowed to compete in any more of the contest questions. It's like, that's like unfair. You like know us. You like hang out with us. Of course, you was gonna know. This is like supposed to be a hard question for the audience. But good job, Frankie. Good job, dude. Like, all right, we're gonna go on this. Okay. All right. Let me think of. We're gonna re-give away that gift card. I know, right? We're gonna give away the gift card. We're gonna re-give away the gift card. We're gonna go ahead and think of another question here. Man, I'm just drawing blanks here. Recount. Hold on. Let me see. I want to review some of these questions. You guys are saying all kinds of crazy stuff. A 1448 John. Okay, I got a question. For the next $50 gift card, where did the Illumicraft V14 go? Where was the home of that boat? Anyway, can I get a like for these contests? Can I get a like for these gift cards on both platforms? Hit a like. Where did it go? Hey, fishing with Goran. Hey, dude, you won that on Instagram? If you're still here in the chat, dude, DM me, because it was Nick Barr. It was Nick Barr. So go ahead and hit me up and send me, tell me what you won, your name and address, and what you won. Fishing Southwest, that was, nope, it was not Arizona or South Carolina or Arkansas. Those are all good guesses, though. Just not them. Not my garage. Look, the Lumbercraft V14 and my boat look very similar. They are not the same boat. They are not the same boat. It did not go to Texas. It did not go to Tennessee. Nope. Did not go to Tennessee. What? Okay. I have no idea what he's talking about. Oh. Fishing with Goran, got it. Okay, Fishing, you got like 2 gift cards. Dang, man, you're cleaning up over here. I'm not going to say what it is because you're in a completely different feed and I'll give it away. But Fishing Goran's like killing it on Instagram right now. He's like killing it. Who said it? Who said it here? Chris Wilson got it. It is Oklahoma. Oklahoma it went. All right. All right. What's going on, Ramiro Blanco? You just came right in the middle of a giveaway. You came right for the most important one. All right. All right. So Chris Wilson, $50 gift card for you, sir. Please DM me on Instagram or Facebook. They both go to the same inbox for our office suite. So whichever one that you like. I need your name, full address, and what you want. On what question. Just to refresh me. I would appreciate that, and then we'll get that out to you either digitally or probably we'll give it to you. I mean, the gift cards, we can just send it to you digitally, I think. If we had to send it to you, we'll figure it out. But, I mean, just DM me, because at least we'll have you, and we'll all know to reference you and coordinate with how we're going to get it to you. But I think we can just give you a digital copy. We'll see. I think that might be the easiest giveaway ever. Just send it to you in an email. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. The next one. For the live avatar, the $100 giveaway, which is pretty big. Note that these gift cards, you cannot use them until our Black Friday sale actually starts, which is like right after Thanksgiving. We're going to be traditional. I know everybody else is like flakes and they don't care about Thanksgiving, but I still care about Thanksgiving. I still care. Still care. I was born and raised to care about Thanksgiving. So we are, we're going to wait till. So right after that, though, like right on the actual Friday, it's going to go down. So we'll see. All right. So the next question for the $100 one, since we're talking about the origin of where the boats came from, I think we'll just keep that theme because it's something we've never done before and it's easier. It's easier. And Frankie's on both lives. Frankie, why are you watching me on both platforms? Frankie, how do you have 2 phones? How can you even watch 2 of them? I don't know. I can't watch 2 lives on one phone. I don't know how he's doing it. He's doing it though. He's doing it. Anyways. All right. What is it? I did a Lund Deep V. It was like the first really, really good boat. First really nice client that I had that gave me all the time and enough funding to actually complete it correctly. I mean, for my skill level at the time. That boat was probably one of the more successful boats out of like the top 4 most successful boats. That one was there. Where did that boat come from? Where did I get that boat from? Where was the person? Man, no, it was not from Texas or Florida. I wish it was from Florida. I had an excuse to just drive up to Florida. That'd be dope. Not Nevada, not South Carolina. Nope. Nope. Not Tennessee. I've only been to Tennessee once. No, man, you guys this is really stumping you guys. That's the right question I should have asked then, huh? That's why it's for 100. That's why it is for 100. Who's going to get it? Instagram is on live to you too. It is live for you too. You are not competing against YouTube. You're in your own chat. And right now, no, it's not from Cali. Who said it? Somebody got it from yet? Okay, who got it first? I gotta look. Sycamore got it. Dang, Sycamore, you cleaned it up. All right, Sycamore got it first. It was actually in Arizona. It was local. It was the only local boat that I've ever done. And it was actually around my hometown area, and I got to demo it on the lake that, it was like my hometown lake. So it was pretty dope. It was pretty good experience. And then I actually went and caught my personal best on that boat. Probably never again, because we went to that lake other few times, couldn't come close. But I guess like the luck of the end reveal. The Lord blessed me with like a personal best out of that lake. I fished that lake forever. I fished that lake for like most of my like natural youth and young adulthood, and then I left and I came back and caught my PB on that boat. So it was pretty dope. So that was 3 years ago, man. That was a long time ago, huh? That's when we kind of started making it in the social media realm. So, all right, the chaps, you got it too, man. All right, if you guys won multiple gift cards, you need to tell me you won multiple gift cards on what questions. I know there's a few of you that won like twice. I think Instagram, a few people won more than twice. So you guys got to hit me up. And man, you're on a laptop? A lot of these people are watching it from their phone, watching the stream from their phone. Yeah. Got to be quick. Got to be quick on the lives. Okay, so that's a pretty good giveaway, guys. I'm pretty cool. So it's good to have some of you guys in here from Instagram. It's always a pleasure to have you guys on YouTube for the lives. And I got to go now because it's fairly late. And but I'm going to take all the criticism. Really, for the budget build, $1,500 plus whatever we can throw in. So we'll really try to keep it close and build most of it on that platform. We'll talk about best way boat. What is a best way boat? Is that like something else? I don't know. Is that like a brand called Best Way? I don't know. We can open up for Q&A for a little bit if you guys got some questions. I mean, we can all have it to the floor now. I never heard of Best Way boats. From Costco? A Costco boat? Let me look at it. Now I'm curious. Best Way boats. Sure as crap. It's on Google. Oh, they're like inflatables, huh? Well, I mean, some of them look pretty nice. Is it like one of the thicker nylon PVC, like the denier hulls, or is it one of those like plastic, like the cheaper plastic? I mean, I guess they're all made out of vinyl denier, but or PVC. It's like vinyl PVC, vinyl. I don't know what it's called, but it's like it's not PVC pipe. It's like the denier vinyl. It's the same stuff they make out of like the pool liners. So probably pretty strong. I mean, how I feel about inflatables is, well, at least the higher end inflatables. I mean, the lower end inflatables, you can clearly tell with, like, you can't really do too much of it. The whole people, they're really stable. They were extremely stable, the inflatables. You cannot beat the stability. I mean, you're going against hull displacement and you're going against air, which naturally doesn't like to sink. So I mean, you could stick a crap ton more weight inside them, and they'll hold like 5, 6, 7 people, and the darn thing won't even sink. It'll, you'll probably stress out the vinyl, but I mean, they're unsinkable, man. I mean, as long as you get a hole in them. I mean, but the obvious problem is they get holes or they get leaks. And I was watching. What was his name? That guy? He was like super dramatic. River Monsters. That guy. You know where I found my thing. Like him. That guy. He was not on the river. He's in the ocean, and they were trying to they had a shark on a hook, like on something, like legit caught it in an inflatable. Like there's some things people do that they don't quite make sense to me, like offshoring in a kayak. I mean, that was like an argument. I keep getting that argument because I posted out the Yak Killer video for, and they're like, you just don't understand what a kayak is. I want to see you take that John boat offshore like me. And I'm going, why would you go out offshore in a kayak? Are you aware? Are you aware that like most of the boat fails, you look at boat fails on YouTube, and eventually they run out of boat fails and start posting kayak fails. There's always somebody in a kayak in the ocean, flipping their boat, capsizing the boat. And then there's a few fails where like they catch a nice fish. Like I mean, I'll give it to you. You get on the fish, right? And they can handle their bigger waves, right? The argument, 14-foot Hobie kayak will beat a 14-foot John boat offshore in heavy waves. Give it to you. But like, here's the whole thing. You go and you catch the fish, and there's always sharks there. And then the shark comes and like almost takes their leg off trying to get the fish. Like, what are you gonna do? You're just sitting there. And then like, here comes the shark. You know what do you do? Just sit there and have an out-of-body experience and hope that it doesn't bite you? Like, I don't know. They got to throw the fish away just to survive. I mean, you just don't have that problem on a boat. You just, even an inflatable. But back to my thing. Freaking, what's his name? Steve Irwin? Not Steve Irwin. That was like the crocodile hunter. Jeremy Wade. That was his name. Jeremy Wade. Jeremy Wade. That gentleman was in an inflatable, caught a shark, and that shark took a bite out of the inflatable. What an idiot. What? I mean, he clearly had to have done it for views, but that shark, clear as day, just bit the inflatable. And they were sinking in the boat. All of them, like 4 of them, like morons. They were just all sinking in the boat. It had to have been for views. I mean, what a way to get views. I watched it. I mean, I watched it. But yeah, that's what I think about inflatable. That not great. Like they can, if you get an inflatable, it's strictly for stability. You can stick a whole lot of weight in a little space. That's it. That's really, other than that, they take a lot more horsepower to plane. Like if you see these inflatable, like rental boats, they have these inflatable rental boats like in Havasu, and they all have like 40s on them. 40 horsepower inflatables. Their inflatables are like 10 feet long with 40 horsepower motors. They go like 20 miles an hour. They're like slow as dirt. They're so slow. So, I mean, you can get them on plane, but they just drag in the water. They need immense amount of horsepower to get them planing, and they don't go very fast when they plane. But, I mean, that's probably why they're not more widely used, obviously. But, I mean, Best Way seems like they make a fair amount of good ones. And then, like, the standard ones you'd find at Walmart. They're kind of like blow-up dolls or the, you know, I'm talking like the blow-up unicorns. You know, those blow-up tubes that you would stick in a pool. Like, they have those quality ones, and they have, like, high-quality PVC vinyl denier ones. And I just, I think it probably is probably all right. Right? Yeah. Big Rubber, we're going to check out about for $1,500 plus scrap parts. Scrap parts is loose. All right. Let me look over here. Ramiro Blanco looking for a boat to refurbish, build a tiny boat. The search is real. Yeah, dude, big problem. This is a generation. This is like an era where people are actually making money on used boats. The biggest thing about boats is that you would lose, but now because of the sheer boat shortage, it's like a real thing. People are making money off boats, off old boats, like flipping them. So it's like a thing. It is a thing. It's a real thing. All right. So let me see what else you guys got questions for. Got a black marlin off a 14-foot inflatable. They got lucky. Because if that black marlin had any sense, if I was a marlin and I got caught on an inflatable, I'd be like, ha, idiots outran my big freaking sword, outran it right through the inflatable. Then what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Keep me on the hook? No, cut me off so they could survive. See, I mean, I was saying if I was a marlin, I would have stabbed that boat. I would have stabbed that boat with prejudice. This is what you get for being morons. Going out there in an inflatable in the ocean. I don't know. People do it, but I wouldn't fish in an inflatable offshore in the ocean. It just seems, I mean, you guys really got to not care about your life, got to be a serious adrenaline junkie, or you just got to not have, there's just things that don't seem practical to me. A lot of those things, though, they trend. I'll tell you what, I was having a discussion with somebody earlier about trending ideas where functionally they don't make any sense, but they trend. There was a gentleman on YouTube who he called it a poor man's bass boat. He made a 12-foot boat out of PVC. But the skill and creativity was real. But I mean, why would you make a PVC 12-foot boat? The thing had been heavy as tar. And then he stuck like 3 outboards, like kind of how you would stick, like, you know, a really nice offshore boat has like triple outboards that steer off of one thing. He stuck 3 5-horsepower outboards I guess just to do it. I mean, I mean, most functional people just get a 15 horse, but he like stuck 3 horse. I mean, the damn video got like 7 million views. So I mean, people like to see stuff like that. But I mean, if you're just doing things to get views, I don't know. If I'm ever desperate for views, you will see me go offshore on a kayak. Mr. Rude Meister, probably for convenience. I forgot the other useful thing for inflatables, because they're inflatable, meaning you can stick them in a tote somewhere. I mean, I have an inflatable boat. I have one. It's an inflatable pontoon boat. I have both the inflatable pontoons in a tote in a closet somewhere. And when I want to go to the White Mountains, and I want to truck it, I want to take a boat in my travel trailer, I throw that in there, because all I have to do is blow it up outside the travel trailer, and then I have a boat for a weekend. So that probably is why. And then, I mean, you do see them. You do see a lot of people on the, I guess, hauling away surfers or trying to save surfers. There's jet skis out there, and then there's people in rescue boats. I think it's likely because they're really hard to sink. Like, as long as there's no holes in the inflatable, you can't sink it. It's impossible. It'll never sink. It's air. So, I mean, you know what's lighter than pour foam? Air. True story. Air is lighter than pour foam. Okay. All right. What is my least favorite build? Fishing the Southwest? My least favorite build was this 1448 John boat. Closely rivaled by the Beaver Tees, like, boat. And really, what made those boat builds unpleasant was the clientele. Both very, very similar. Both cheating me out of, like, funding to build the boat, and then tried to rush me at the same time. But what made the 1448 exceptionally bad was this guy wasn't like a little kid. He was like a full-grown man my age, and appeared to be fairly high functioning, because I started vetting people after that, after the Beaver Tea deal. Like, I started vetting that, like, where I was like, okay, I really gotta like shake these guys down. I gotta see what they are. So this guy seemed like be pretty high functioning, and then he wasn't. Just later on, I found he was kind of playing me. He was he like gave me some sob story on why he couldn't build his own boat and why he was struggling for funding, like family problems, something. I don't want to air out too much of his business or his name, but he was. Then later on, like as I was building the boat, he's like, "Hey man, I want to go on vacation. Hey, I want to go do these things. Is the boat gonna be done by this time?" He's kind of starting giving himself away. I was like, "Dude, vacations cost hundreds of dollars. You're over here telling me you got no money. You're about to go vacation to another state." And so that was like square one, where I was like, yeah. And somebody called me out, you know, when I had issue with the Beaver, like saying, you know, "You're really not cut out for contract work, Mike. You should quit. You should quit building people's boats, because you don't have the temperament to put up with people and do whatever it takes to please them." And I guess they were probably right, because once I like found out that guy was kind of playing me, the motivation to build that boat went lower and lower and lower, and I had already kind of sunk like $2 or $3 grand of my own money to make the boat come into fruition. Is it was supposed to be the ultimate tiny boat, that 1448. And then just the more I found him playing me, the more and more I started kind of like, it started eating me up inside. And then later on, he bought like a brand new like Mercury 15 horse outboard and fish finder. Like he all of a sudden had money. All of a sudden, he just all of a sudden had it. And then he bought those things, and I was just like, dude, all right, it was too late. So when you enter a contract, like you gotta finish it. But that was like really, and then the end reveal, the end reveals what really made that bad. Like he insisted on being there, and when I was telling him, just don't be here, don't give me a date, because I have all these things going on, and this boat's killing me, and just let me finish it and let me demo it myself, and then I'll drive it up to you in California. And he's like, no, I gotta be there. I gotta be on the water. And then he shows up here, like he showed up late, showed up with his wife, who wouldn't talk or want anything to do, gave him like 20 minutes to a half hour on the water. And we can't, fully go through the boat. We just put it around the front of the dock. We couldn't go anywhere. And he showed up late. He showed up this, and then he rushed. That was after he rushed me. Like, showed up late after. Oh, and the bigger thing was he was like gambling in Laughlin, and like gambling money away. And then this whole thing was off of him. Like, it was kind of like sort of a slight charity event. Like, I didn't really do full on bills for people. I did like kind of partnerships where I sponsored a lot, all my time and a lot of money to try and get this thing up. And so that really like ate at me. And then there was parts the boat wasn't perfect because he rushed me. Like, so right at the very end, there were things that I felt anybody who was any what mechanically inclined could just fix little things here and there. So the boat wasn't perfect. It wasn't completely finished. It was 95% finished. And I was just like, here, dude, you're gonna have to take it. And so some things that were like not quite right on the testing day, I could have fixed or could have had done. And so he threw a huge freaking fit about like the little odds and ends that he had to do any of them. He threw a freaking huge fit. I gave that dude a bigger deal. Like, he put some money in, I put more money in than he did, plus all the time. And I dealt with all this crap, all of his lies. And then he went back and started battle mathing me and Callie. And he was threatening to like start going on my platforms and spreading crap. And so I had to shut that guy down. So that was really disheartening, is the end reveal. When it came to like projects like that, the end reveal was like the biggest thing I had. It wasn't like the videos in between. Those videos didn't really trend. Some of them did, but it was the end reveal. So you screw up the end reveal, I got nothing. So he really screwed up my end reveal. After all the time and all the money I stuck into that boat, it got totally scrapped. So like, we could say anything about the beaver, but at least he was stand up. He came down, did the end reveal, and then at least you guys liked the bass tracker. So that's what makes it not the worst one ever. That guy is for sure the worst. And then after that, that's why I stopped building boats for people. That guy. That's specifically that guy. And the people were right. You know, I don't have the tolerance to deal with that. Because, I mean, I could call that guy out. I could say all these bad things like he's the only one doing it. But really, in contract work, and when I talk to these contractors, I mean, people try to get the most out of you for the least money. And they'll lie and they'll say things. And then later on, they're like, I got you by contract, motherfreaker. And you got to deal with it. And then what the difference between me and those contractors is those contractors understand that. And then they will bend over backwards to make that person happy just so they can get a recommendation. But I'm like, no, I won't do that. I don't have it in me to do it. Maybe call it a personal flaw, but I'll cuss you out and fight you. And then if you try and smear my name, I record everything I do. I post it all for people to watch, like every last little bit. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Smear me? Go smear me. What are you gonna do? So like, I don't have it. I don't have the temperament to build people's boats anymore. The last person I built was the Lumacraft V14. That probably was the nicest kid. He was a kid. He was really nice. He kind of, the funding was whatever it was, but he funded most of it. And so, what's going on, Robert Beck? How are you guys? What's going on, Vincent? Yeah, so that was, but let's talk about the really good ones that went, because there were a lot that were really remarkable. So there was the Valco. Both the Valcos were actually pretty good. The one of them I had to fund a lot, but that guy, it was Jordan's boat, one of the Valcos, but he was a pretty good kid. He was a little kid, young kid, not a lot of money, but he was cool. He actually came back and fished with me and tried to hang out a few times when he was doing runs back and forth from Cali to Havasu. And, you know, I actually had a post video on that boat, so that was a pretty cool one. I lost monetary and time-wise on that boat, but he was pretty cool. He was worth it. Like, and then later on, he sold the boat, got like a whaler, but, I mean, people sell boats. So what can you do? It's still floating around Cali. It still looks pretty good. People who get it take care of it. Like, I would redo it personally. If somebody would bring it to me, I would redo that boat. And then there was another Valco I did that went to Bakersfield, California, but I've never seen that one float around ever since. So whoever has it like kept it. And then you know, that stuff like the Lund and stuff like the Illumacraft, those were like really, really good clients. So all the ones that I had trended. I mean, yeah. Then there was the Illumacraft, like the T14 SF, that beige one. That one was kind of, That one had a sketchy beginning, but the end was fine because that was actually my boat and I gave it away. I gave it away to a local friend of mine down here. And so that one, there were some F ones, there were some ups and downs. There's really 4 or 5 remarkable projects that really made my channel. Everything else was like, what can you do? So we'll see. Plus the tin can crew building John McGurran's boat, that was probably one of the more epic ones. But that was like a team. That wasn't just me. That was like a team of us taking on that thing. So that was like pretty dope. All right, let me see what you guys got. You guys said a lot of things in here. Will Green, got a tracker 12 wide. Sweet. They're not making them anymore, Will. Did you know Tracker's not making little boats? It's because of supply shortages. And a G3 6048. Will Green, the more expensive things get, I mean, I don't know what the extent you're going to try to rebuild and flip boats, but it's sketchy to do that. That's why I never actually formally built boats for somebody or sold a flip boat. Because then you got to start accounting. I mean, if you can fly under the radar, but it's harder and harder these days. But if you can fly under the radar somehow to where it doesn't reflect an increase on your taxes, I don't know what you would do there. And plus, it's a lot of work to I would just say building a boat by yourself sucks. You can have the best clients in the world. Honestly, most understanding, don't haggle you for funding, just perfect people. And there are those out there. But man, in the end of the day, you still got to build a boat by yourself. Really, it sucks. It sucks. Like, so I wouldn't, unless you're really going to make something more of it, like it's really pertinent to your job, or you're going to actually make it your full-time job. Like some of us have done that. I would maybe steer away from it. It's really hard to kind of make money. Like in order to flip those, you got to like skimp on materials, and it's really not good to skimp on materials in a boat that somebody can sink in, because you can get sued. Like that has happened. I've been sued for making duck boats that people later died in for probably their own reasons. And that's why I've always just done them for public, as like works of art, and then they were either already owned or I gave them away. I never like charged them. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me look through here. Yeah, people want too much for junk boats. I think it's the hardest ever, right? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dana Fishing here on Instagram, man. The boat collars are not hard to make. I looked at them. They can be made. They can be made. The Chav's best idea to keep building aluminum decking flush with manufacturing, seating, and casting. That's really hard to do. That's why we generally get the whole boats, the chaps, because trying to conform to somebody else's already pre-built fabrication and ideas it's really, really hard. Really hard to do. Let me see. I think we have... I think we are... Oh, we're getting caught up here. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, it really... That's the only time that I'll build a boat for somebody else, if I have a crew with me. Sycamore, that's like the thing. And even then, it's hard. There's like... Last time we were in Tennessee, there were 8 of us. And they weren't like novices either. Like maybe at like the first build off with John's boat, there were maybe some disparities in skill, like not potential and not talent, but like skill, but like by the time we went to Tennessee, pretty much everybody were pretty equal. Like I didn't need to be there. Like I could have just filmed them build that boat. Those boys are ready. Those boys are ready to go. So, I mean, they don't need me. They invite me. It makes me feel special, but the tin can crew is legit. They ain't screwing around. They'll build you a boat in a week and it'll be dope. So we'll see. You know, if you're going to start flipping boats for profit, now's the best time because of the boat shortage. But normally it was really hard to do. And just flying under the radar, Biden whole, you know, Mr. Brandon, whole, I'm going to monitor every account that's $600 and under or over, then that's like pretty much everybody. I don't know anybody who doesn't have $600 in their account, at least on payday. So, yeah, no. And the other thing about the building boats for yourself, say you find somebody who is legit, and wants their boat built, it's going to fund it, it's going to give you time. It just, a complex build burns you out. I guess if we had real simple boats, real simple builds, like it took me not a whole long time to put them together, like basic flips, you might not burn yourself out and actually make money. But it's the complex builds. You will run into problems, then you'll have to problem solve, you will get burnt out, you'll have to take days off, and then weeks turn into months. And you will eventually lose. Whatever you charge that guy in labor, the longer you go past your deadline, the more you lose. So you tell that guy, you charge that guy labor for 2 months, and it takes it being 3 or 4, you lose. And you keep losing. And then so you either get really, really good and you get one streamlined design that you can stick to and you know the odds and ends that you don't have to troubleshoot too much in it, then that's how a lot of people make it. And then you go as far as like what Nate has done, and Nate's got a whole fabrication shop. There's a few of the people in the Tin Can crew that have their own shops. There's like 3. There's like 3 people that are legit boat fabricators out of the Tin Can crew, and they don't screw around. They get stuff done. They get some stuff done. Hey, Calvin Hendy, I don't have any stickers like on hand. I'm actually out when I have to talk to my sticker guy. Dang, sticker guy. I have to get more stickers. We generally give them away during the giveaways, but we did. It's the first time I've never like given away stickers, and we gave away all big stuff. But if you want stickers, we will totally help you out on tbnation.com/gear. Like you can get stickers from us there. You can also hit up our guy directly. It's tbnation_shirts_decals on Instagram. It's tbnation shirts and decals on Facebook. And we will we can help you out there for sure. We'll see. Matthew College, you work on boats for friends only? Well, good. That means you have some good friends, but wait till you like do it for a stranger, and then you're never gonna do it again. I mean, I would help my friends out, but I mean, this was my friends. You know, I don't have any friends down here. Like 1.5. I have like 1.5 friends down in Havasu. 1.5. The rest of my friends are all that I would consider friends or don't live here. So I would help my one friend rebuild his boat. I already told him I would. So I would do it for a friend, but not for like some person. I did actually do one other. I did a Ranger carpet refab. I re-carpeted that guy's entire boat. It came out all right. I undercharged him a lot, but I mean, I just wanted the content. But he was a nice old man. He was all right. 17, 18-foot jump boat. I mean, if I ran into them, it's a matter of finding these boats. Camp carry. Nate does. I mean, we're trying to get more content rolling. I've really just tried to strongly influence the rest of the crew to understand the value of social media content, and they're slowly coming around. But really, I guess what seems simple to me, as simple as pointing a camera. I mean, nowadays, like on your phone, you can just edit videos right on your phone, and some of these phones, especially the new iPhone 13, the Pro and the Pro Max, they're so good. The video footage looks so good. You would mistake it for a DSLR or a mirrorless. Like the APS-C mirrorless cameras, I don't know why you would buy one unless you just really needed extra lenses. The phones record everything really good. Like there was a disparity before. Like you could be like, okay, that looks all right, but you could tell it was a cell phone. Now like you can't tell. It's hard to tell. So now you record stuff on your phone, and then they have phone apps that are really, really good at editing. You can just edit it after you record it, film, edit, and produce on a part-time schedule. And so I've been really trying to like get these guys, and we're also trying to hire an editor. We hired an editor who's given us an insane deal, which if it works out, that person will be making hopefully a lot more money. I really need an editor, but I'm not there. Like if you're floating through YouTube or you're floating through social media platform, you're eventually if you make it to full time, you're like a solopreneur, meaning you're doing everything. You're wearing all the hats: film, editing, producing, making the content, and then once it's like that, you know, if you can get big enough, then eventually you can start hiring your weaknesses. Like right now, I need to hire somebody who can help me keep focus. Like we have some platforms that are helping me, but I mean, slowly but surely. And actually, my team, as the team grows, as the crew grows, and as stuff with my partner, Nick, definitely has way more strengths where I'm weak. Like I'm really good at hyper focusing. Not so good at organizing and planning. I wing a lot of things. I wing a lot of things. Somehow I make it though. Did you guys ever like take that personality test where they gave you like a color, right? Where there was like blue, gold, green, and orange, and I think something else. And so we all took a questionnaire in a college class. And then based off the questionnaire, what we scored, we went to like certain groups, and they told all the groups to form a party. And all the people in the groups, like I got colored green, and so I went with all the green people and somebody who was like slightly green, borderline orange. And so we didn't need anything. We needed no reason to party. We just said you need beer, food, like. Then the person who was slightly leaned toward orange wanted strippers and a pole. And then the orange group were kind of like us, but way more extreme. Like the cops raided their place. They had riots. Like they were like us, but way worse. And then there was like the blue team, and the blue team needed a theme. They needed to be organized. They had it planned months in advance. Like they were like, I was like, dang, that's really, wow. Like you really don't need all that to make a party, but I mean, now that you have it, that's pretty dope. So, and then the gold people were kind of like in between. It was cool. Like I don't know, but I for sure, that's why I can hyper focus on these deals. But like the more and more stuff that needs to go, I need like an organizer. I need a manager. Yeah, there's people in Canada. Canada has its own tiny boat nation. Robert Beck, like the real thing. It's like ran by Pete Bray, who I haven't seen in a while. He must be having fun down there hunting. I would like to do a slightly bigger build though, but I kind of got a little slack from people saying that my boat's no longer a tiny boat. No, so I gotta do a video like explaining. I thought I explained before what a tiny boat is to people. So if you guys are wondering if there's tiny boat means it has to be under a certain boat length, a tiny boat is a custom boat. A tiny boat is a custom boat. Can we get a like for custom boats? Right? A tiny boat is a custom boat. That is my definition. Now people might have their own definition, but we're the ones that made the tiny boat name trend. And what I meant when I created the tiny boat name and created the platform, created the movement, was custom boats. And it was based off the mimic from the tiny houses. It's like you can't go to an RV dealership and buy a travel trailer and be like, look, I have a tiny house. I mean, you could, but you look like a poser. The tiny houses are custom built travel trailers. Like you custom built them. You can tell they were custom built. They're like much nicer than the average travel trailer. Like it doesn't matter about the size of the travel trailer. It doesn't matter that you built and you call it a tiny house. So that was, I called it tiny boats because it was a custom boat. Custom, homemade, DIY. I built this boat. So if it's 20 foot long, it's still a tiny boat. So people don't quite get that concept. But motor size and hull size doesn't matter. Obviously, it helps if it's smaller, but it's not a showstopper. Let me see where we're here. The old Starcrafts. Let me see here. A lot of boats for sale in Kansas. Well, you might have to drive a few states away. If you're in Texas, you might have to go through Oklahoma to get to Kansas. There's a lot of boats floating around in California. I will say that. There is a lot of boats in California. I would like a 17 version of my bills there too, Camp Carry. If I can find a 17-foot John boat and I can move in on it, I would do it. Team Orange sounds like fun. Yeah, dude, they were right. I mean, they were the more extreme version of the green. The green, it's like the green were just slightly more sane, but like the orange people, they were insane. Like they had like everything that could go wrong with the party. But the cops, definitely in there, the cops were called after a certain stage. Like they knew that they would be called. They put that in there. It was like a thing. All right. Okay. What's up? My opinion on the CMC? Power tilt, invaluable, Brandon. You should probably get the riser plate that comes with it though. Just so you can, because I mean, it sits out so far, it's so thick that if you add a jack plate, then your offset is huge. So you either have to get a really, like a micro jack with an 8-inch tilt to counter the offset, because the more inches you go back, the more you have to go up, because it pushes the motor back, so the motor is deeper in the water when it's starting to dig on pad. So as long as you make the offset correct, it's really nice to have. It's really nice. I mean, I installed a CMC power tilt on the Alumacraft V14, and then we installed another one down in Illinois. And really, if you have a fairly bigger boat or a weighted down boat or a boat with more than like 2 people in it, it's really hard to plane on a stock trim pin and still gain any sort of marginal speed. But I mean, power tilts make you gain, and we had a whole discussion about this, how power tilts make you gain all the leverage. I mean, you get all the leverage to get on pad, and then once you're on pad, you tilt it out, and there's your speed. So a power tilt, I think, is worth everything. A tilt and jack combo, though, is worth more. So do your own jack plate, or get one that matches the power tilt, or get their riser plate. I think it'll probably just sit at the right height it's supposed to go at. What boat modified, create, and fulfill a company-built model? Sycamore? I must have missed what Jess said specifically. So Tony, an idea we should do. We partner with Slay Nation. It's not a really exclusive partnership. I mean, we've talked. We actually had a meeting not too long ago. But they're really, the tournament scene is its own thing. I don't have any time for that. I barely can manage what I got now. So those guys, they're pretty autonomous, just like we are, but we do collab. I mean, the banners, they fly together. The California has the biggest presence. They have the biggest tournament set out. There's like a lot of boats that go to the Slay Nation tournaments in Cali are pretty big. And then I think the next biggest one is Georgia. Or no, not Georgia, but Texas. The next biggest one's Texas. But Cali has the biggest Slay Nation tourney. Hey, appreciate it, Biggs. And you know, I was at the most random Walmart in Oklahoma. We're passing on the 44. Passed through Elk City, Oklahoma, because it had a rib crib in there. The Walmart next to the rib crib. So we went to the rib crib because the rib crib's dope. And then when I was in the Walmart, like somebody like saw me and they're like, "It's you." I got stopped at the most random Walmart out in the middle of nowhere, and somebody knew who I was. I heard in Oklahoma there's a really big tiny boat community. It's just like super low key. Everybody down in Oklahoma is just kind of low key. But I mean, I probably would like it down there. Seemed like a nice place. Seemed pretty, minus the tornadoes, and it looked like a nice place. Just flat. Just chill out there. The weather was nice. Is it bad if you don't correct the setback? Yeah, because, I mean, if the motor sits in there, Brandon, if it sits in there too deep, then really you gain the most performance out of your motor when the cavitation plate is set at the right spot. So you won't get your cavitation plate, you should be able to see it with the water splashing just right around it. And then your prop is just in the water at the correct spot to where it's not, the prop is not sticking out of the water. It's just underneath the water, catching the water, and that's where your boat gets the most performance. Now, there's some props where they need to be out of the water, like the Mercury 300 and 400Rs, the prop is out of the water. Like one of the props at all times out of the water, but that's how they're built. But for like standard outboards, the whole thing has to be in the water, but the lowest that it's in the water, the better. That's where you get yeah, it stops drag. I guess you would just really see it on the high end. You would lose on the high end pretty bad. But you would at least gain you would gain getting on pad easier, and then you would gain at least some sort of marginal setting by tilting it back. You just wouldn't see the full benefit of back tilting unless it was the jack plate set right. Texoma, what's going on? What's going on? Let me see. Yeah, that's all I got here. All right, guys, it's like 8:30 my time, so I know it's definitely really late for some of you out there. I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I appreciate you guys coming in, and appreciate you guys coming in and participating in the giveaways. We'll be giving those things away. Contact us, and we will get it out to you. True thing. All right, we'll be sending those vouchers out tomorrow in the mail if we can get everybody. Or if I don't get everybody, I kind of wait until somebody trickles in, but eventually they do. So we'll see you guys later. See you later, Instagram.